We are back with Sleep Better Today. It is a struggle for a lot of parents, especially this time of year after a summer of sleeping in. How do you get the kids back on a sleep schedule for school? It's so important, too. One recent study showed a direct link between a child's sleep and their performance in the classroom. Well, joining us now is Dr. Rebecca Robbins, an assistant professor of medicine at Harvard Medical School and sleep scientist at the Brigham and Women's Hospital. Dr. Robbins, always good to see you.
Okay.
Sleep, and now we have the school year. What did this study find?
What was so interesting and so relevant about this study is they found that students that were making sleep a priority in the early weeks and months of the semester, that's right now, were better set up for success academically later in the term. So we saw a dose-response relationship, in other words, between each additional hour of sleep contributing to a better end-of-semester GPA.
And unless you think it's just the little ones who need to have that 12 hours of sleep that they get. Teenagers need the sleep, too, but they don't always get it.
Mm-hmm. About 78% of teens fall short of their sleep need. That's a huge number. And it's a myth that we sometimes think our teens are getting older, they're now more mature, they're becoming adults, they need less sleep. Wrong. All of the data show that to support all of the growth and development in the teenage brain and body, they need somewhere between 8 and 10 hours.
Which means an earlier bedtime than a lot of teens want to say yes to, especially with those early school alarm bells coming off. A lot of times you're overscheduled during the week. Does it help if kids catch up on their sleep or nap during the weekend? Can you have a sleep debt and start to erase it?
You're so right on. Just the pressures and time constraints for teens are so enormous, and so that can cut sleep short during the school week. And really leaving the weekend catch-up is really a lifeline for a lot of teens. But here's how to do that well. So if we really binge sleep and sleep for 3-4 hours later than our normal bedtime or wake time on the weekends, that throws our internal biological clock out of sync. So here's how to do it well. Think about what time you have to be in bed on a school night. If that's 10 p.m., maybe give yourself an hour or 2 hours. Fall asleep at 11:30, hopefully no later, but much longer than that will throw our internal clock off. Same thing on the rising side. So if your teen gets up at 7 for school days, and you want to have them hopefully out of bed around 9 o'clock.
All right. What are some tips for better sleep? I mean, for kids, for teens, for all of us.
For all of us. Well, here are a couple for teens in particular, but hopefully these are useful for all of us. Number one, consistency is key. Just as we talked about, try to find a time that you can make almost every night of the week, falling asleep and waking up. Maybe give yourself an hour buffer. Number two, make sure to get off screens. I know we know this. It's so hard. But for our teenagers who are like, look, I have too much to do, I get it. But just try to take yourself off a screen in the hour before bedtime. Fill that time with reading. I know teens have to do this for high school and college. So do your textbook reading, do your homework that's off of screens in that 1 hour. Third, really ritualize the time before bed. Fill it with things that you love, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes. Write down one good thing that happened in your day. Do a breathing exercise. Those little habits go so far.
Thank you, Dr. Robbins. We're back with more of Today in a moment. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.